Okay, my name is Aereanna, and I will be doing a presentation on hybridization, and specifically in three BTS songs that I chose. Okay, so the first song that I chose out of the three is BTS's Mic Drop, and then on the other hand of it, I'm also doing Mic Drop Steve Aoki remix. Mic Drop, the original one was released September 18th of 2017 on BTS's album Love Yourself Hurt. However, Mic Drop Steve Aoki remix was the music video released in November 2017. However, it wasn't actually put on an album until BTS's album Love Yourself Answer, which came out in August 24th, 2018. Um, Mic Drop is basically a diss track from the BTS members to their haters, stating that um, it doesn't matter what they said because at the end of the day, they have success and they don't need their apology anymore. And the main reason why I decided to include both of these versions is because Mic Drop was originally in um, Korean and English, but mostly Korean. It was only maybe like a few words sprinkled in. However, BTS decided to make Mic Drop the Steve Aoki remix, and in the Steve Aoki remix, the chorus, which in the original version, which was in Korean, is now in English. So I decided that I should include both of them, although we'll only be listening to the Mic Drop Steve Aoki remix. I think that both of them are important. Um, the second one is Dionysus, and Dionysus was released in April 12th of 2019 and is from BTS's EP Map of Soul Persona. The performance that we're watching is actually from their comeback show, and I decided that we should watch the full performance instead of just listening to the song because I feel like to see everything, we have to see the entire performance package, which is the dance and everything else. The third song I will be showing is BTS's Not Today, and Not Today was released on BTS's album You Never Walk Alone on February 13th of 2017. The music video for the song was released in February 19th of 2017, and that's summary of the three that we're gonna be watching. The first that we're gonna start with is Mic Drop. I'm gonna start us maybe a minute in. Now let me just put on some caps and okay. Okay, so I'm gonna stop at that point because I think we get the moral of the story. Okay, so like I said before, the song was released on BTS's album Love Yourself Answer, but it was in mostly in Korean originally. Later on, they came out with the Steve Aoki remix for the actual music video for the song. And then a whole year later, they put it on one of their CDs. And I decided to choose a song because when compared to BTS's discography, I feel like this is one of the songs that are heavily affected by hybridization. Because even by just listening to the song, you can hear strong notes, or you can hear a strong presence of American hip hop, which they drew on to for the song, as well as the rapping, which is within the song, which is obviously from rap and hip hop from American culture. But also, um, I liked the outfit choices in here too because I feel like they also, like, while their music definitely shows signs of hybridization, I think that everything within this video kind of does. Like, their outfit choices themselves reflect more of what I think of, like maybe street fashion in LA or something like that. And so I chose pictures from the three different outfits that they chose within their video, or within the video. And this is the first one that started out. And even just looking at it, you can tell that it's street fashion with, say, like the bucket hat, and then, oh, sorry, and their choice of clothes wear. And then this one with the bomber jackets and everything also screams like, oh, street fashion. Oh, sorry. And then with this one. Um, I also think that it's hybridization just for the fact that they, in the regular mic drop, it's they mix in having Korean, uh, a song that is mostly Korean, but then you hear every now and then English words. And in the mic drop version, they give you basically an entire verse or two of straight up English, and then they have another two verses that are in Korean. So I feel like it was there was a very big mix between it and between English and Korean inside the music video. Um, I also think that the fact that within throughout the entire video you see a lot of group dances, which is arguably an American idea, with our idea of maybe like, or not American necessarily, maybe like a Western view, where we have this idea of like boy bands and stuff, which is obviously what they are, as well as the synchronized dances that they have, very similar to, say, like NSYNC or Backstreet Boys. Okay. Um, the second one that I chose was BTS's Dionysus. Um, okay, hold on.
drink it, 마셔 다시 우린 두 번째네 손들이켜 찾아게 멈춰 시대의 멈춰 손들이켜 나와의 성청 Okay now ready for the show 마셔 내 술잔에 빠져 미친 예술가에 하늘 뷰제 예술의 취미는 마셔 내 술잔에 빠져 미친 예술가에 하늘 뷰제 예술의 취미는 Take all the things that you got it. Take part of the love, take that's what's got it. That's what's got it. That's what's got it. I don't know that's why the mom to me head shot. It's a cookie from the man, 세기로 붙여심에서 매기서 You better do the only got one shot. 나 여전히 멈나라. Boy, you ready for this? Are you ready to get hyped up? Come on. Let's go! 마셔 내 술잔에 빠져 미친 예술가에 마셔 내 술잔에 빠져 미친 예술가에
Okay, so that was the second one. Okay. Musically, I feel like it was more hybrid-like than maybe Mic Drop, just for the fact that I feel like Mic Drop kept some of its Korean verses more to itself and its English verses to itself, versus while this one really does have English just sprinkled in. But I also feel like melody-wise, it does hold a lot of aspects from hip hop, but I even felt like it held like portions from maybe like alternative music with the screaming background, or maybe even rock and roll for some of the beat, which I thought was really cool and a little bit more different from what um BTS's other songs are. I also brought this performance up again for the performance, because again we see this idea of group singing as well as a big dance number, which again I think comes from like boy bands, like maybe even Beatles performed together, but I think closer to like NSYNC. Okay, so the next one is called Not Today. And I'm gonna skip the intro a little bit.
Not today 언젠가 또 천치게 될 건 no Not today 그때가 오늘은 아니지 no no Not today 아직은 좋기에는 더 그때 Not today no 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 Not today 그래 우리는 extra but still part of this world extra plus ordinary 그것도 별거 아니야 절대 죽지 마라 빛은 어둠을 뚫고 나가 세상으로 원래 baby yes I'm 원래 말할 수 없은 뒤야 그대를 위해 survive 기억할 수 없은 거라 그대를 위해 survive 걸어갈 수 없은 길 기억서라도 길을 찾아내 too hard. Put it the bullet, too high. Triple it, too high. Got to move together. 서로가 서로 전부 믿을게. Say yeah, say yeah, say yeah, say yeah. 오늘은 안 죽어도 돼. 널 곁에 나를 믿어. Together we will die. 날 곁에 너를 믿어. Together we will die. 그기라는 나를 믿어. 감정이란 그 믿어.
Three. Okay, so I chose Not Today because again, it's has a lot of hip hop, but I also really liked the rapping part in the beginning because there were, compared to maybe some of the other ones, there was a lot of English in the raps. Generally, they use it's a little bit more Korean than English because obviously finding your rhythm is a little bit harder. But I liked how he, for the first guy, he really tried to like incorporate English words. Also, just like Mic Drop, I feel like the fashion choices for his music video carried heavily for like American Street. I want to talk about this one in particular because I feel like this is very like maybe 20-year-old vibes, and I thought again that it really comes off as American fashion. And then just like all the other ones that I chose, the dance. I feel like in K-pop the dance element is very big, which maybe isn't so much of an American element. It's maybe something more that they brought in now that it's they created something new. Okay, so I just want to talk about hybridization in general. So hybridization in like not even in the context of music is just when elements from different things are brought together to make something new, which is neither leaning more towards one side or the other side. It's kind of in the middle, a mix. So the reason why hybridization can really like people have an issue with it is because sometimes people feel like if you're mixing together parts of their culture with maybe another person's a different culture, they feel like their culture has been lost or that it's no longer their culture. So I want to talk maybe first about like it in the case of K-pop, not in the actual factors in it, but more in the way of like people believe, or some people believe, that K-pop isn't really Korean pop necessarily, and that it's more just Korean singers singing in an Americanized way, versus while maybe American people or maybe other people in general, I'm not gonna say anything, but would say no, it's not exactly Americanized because if you watch an American music video, they are not like K-pop videos. A lot of American music videos, at least nowadays, don't really focus on say like dances or stuff like that, which is a really big aspect in K-pop. Um, and I think that while there are definitely arguments to both sides, I feel like K-pop really is a hybridization because not necessarily traditional Korean music in the sense of maybe like trot music, and it's not necessarily American pop. It's really its own thing now. It might have pulled from elements from both, but it is its own entity now, and it really is different from anything that exists. Um, I also wanted to talk about how hybridization in music isn't necessarily just in the music itself. Like, yes, while the beat and stuff definitely gets pulled from American hip hop and stuff, I think that K-pop has other ways of bringing hybridization. Say, like the fashion that they use for in music videos are very heavily hybridized in the sense that they pull fashion from maybe like America, but also their own fashion. But even I would say, um, what is it? The performances too, because I don't think that they're exactly like the performances that Western boy bands are. They're kind of different. And in some cases, I feel like they're a little bit more elaborate and tougher than some of the ones that American culture had or American artists had created, say like uh, NSYNC or some of them. I feel like they have taken performances to the next level. And for the two scenes that I feel like really exemplify hybridization, it was in the two videos that we chose. Specifically, I really liked this part. I mentioned it, and that was this part where he starts rapping.
Not today 언젠가 꼭 현실겠지.
But I thought that part in Not Today was probably the best example just because of the beat and the fact that he's rapping, but he's including English words. And then on top of it, the fashion is exactly what I was talking about. So I feel like in Not Today, that's the perfect scene for where you can really see how hybridization takes place in that one. As for this one, I felt like the biggest one, sorry, was maybe right here. Because it starts off with him rapping in Korean and then it switches to the next scene and they're automatically singing in English. And I also think the fashions in these scenes are um, very related to American fashion or American street fashion. Okay, so yeah, those are the two that I chose because I feel like they really showed all the elements in one place as well as the dances and everything. Okay, and then this is my bibliography. Um, for the material that I got on hybridization to really make me understand like what it is and different aspects that it can show up in, I read um, Jin Da-young, Critical Discourse of K-pop Within Globalization. And then it's from his book New Korean Wave, The Transnational Cultural Power in the Age of Social Media. And it was chapter 6, and those are the page numbers. And I also put the links for the actual music videos. But on the last note, I did want to touch on one thing that I didn't put in the video, and that was that whenever you talk about hybridization, you also have to talk about cultural appropriation in some way. Um, in some cases, I feel like you have to be very careful about how you include new cultures. And specifically, I want to talk about maybe, say, like um, dreads, not dreads, twists and cornrows and stuff, in the sense that sometimes people use them as a style, which I know that some people in the black community don't appreciate that because they don't think that that's okay, that is part of their culture. And for that, I have to acknowledge that that is someone's point of view. And I think that when people are using other people's culture, they really have to make sure that it is not in a way, it's in a way that honors their culture and not in a way that is unjust and is discriminating. So I definitely think that that's something that has to be brought up with hybridization. But other than that, I just want to say that those are my thoughts on hybridization. And I feel like the three songs and videos that I chose are really good examples of hybridization in something as simple as music.